Hey, it's Corey. This is my book channel, Shelfie. I haven't done a video in a while. I haven't even really done a book review yet on this channel, but it's my resolution for 2015 to actually start doing some book reviews. So I'm going to start with a book that I got for Christmas that I really liked, and it's by Neil Gaiman. I hope I pronounced that right. I've been wanting to read stuff by him for a while now, especially after I saw Stardust. It's about a kid named Nobody Owens who grows up in a graveyard. He's raised by two ghosts named Mr. and Mrs. Owens who take him in. And then he has this guardian named Silas, I think that's how you pronounce his name. And I really have no idea what he is. I don't think they ever really explain what this dude is supposed to be. But basically, because he's part human, he's the only one who can leave the graveyard and get bought food and stuff, so he acts as sort of a third parent. Basically, the book starts with this little toddler. You don't know who he is or why it's important. He crawls out of his crib in the middle of the night and crawls to a graveyard, and it happens during the night that his family is murdered by a man named Jack. After reading the first couple of pages, I was really creeped out and kind of surprised that this is rated for kids 10 and up, because, I don't know, I mean, it's the kind of book I would have liked to read when I was 10, but it's also the kind of book that probably would have given me some serious nightmares at that age. The style is really creepy, especially at the beginning when they have Jack with his knife. I don't know if you can see that, climbing up the stairs. I read that they're actually planning on turning this into a movie, and if it's anywhere along the lines of Coraline, which this author also wrote, I think it'll be really cool. And I just love the fact that they even put illustrations in here, because I feel like that's something more young adult books should do, because it really brings the story to life in a way that, you know, words sometimes just don't. And also, I think it's fun to see sort of how the author visualizes their story in comparison to how, like, the reader sees it. There were only a couple of things I didn't like about the book. One being that I felt the ending was kind of fast. However, I do feel like the ending, which was kind of emotional, makes up for it. It was kind of a powerful ending about basically growing up and, you know, going off into the world and letting go of your home, which is kind of appropriate for me at this time because I'm going off to college later in the year. Another thing I didn't really like, but that, you know, for somebody who's age appropriate for this book, it probably wouldn't be a problem, is the fact that it's kind of obvious who Mr. Frost is. This is a character who shows up later in the book who basically tries to act like, you know, he's like unsuspecting and nervous. He's like, you know, scared of everything, and he tries to help out Bod and his friend Scarlet, but, you know, he's not who he says he is, and, you know, it's pretty obvious who this dude is, but, you know, for 10-year-olds, I don't know, when I was 10, I probably wouldn't have guessed who he was. So overall, I thought it was a really good book. You know, it's witty, it's dark, it's creepy, and as someone who's a big fan of horror, you know, it's right up my alley. Obviously, it received high critical praise. It was reviewed by the New York Times, the Washington Post, Kirkus Reviews, all of which were very positive, and it got a Newbery Medal. So, you know, it's a good book. I mean, it's worth a look. I think that anybody who's into the paranormal would really get a kick out of this. Anybody who's into the paranormal who doesn't mind young adult books would get a kick out of it. So if you read the book, let me know your thoughts in the comments. I'm going to try to stick with my New Year's resolution and post more than one video every 6 months. Hopefully I can get one per month to start with, and then maybe every other week as the year goes on. I hope that you all have a great New Year, and that you also stick with your New Year's resolutions, and that you read lots of awesome books this year. And I hope that, you know, you pick up this book because it's really good, and I think you'll like it. Thanks for watching.